Okay, guys, or guy, if I'm sharing this to you, then you've managed to hit one of my pet peeves. But fear not, we will try and correct this, try and fix the situation here, because there's some things you need to learn from getting help from good old Chris on VHPNs. All right, so one of the videos I had released a while back now, the one that I share quite frequently with people, is how to navigate VHP engines. I guess it's kind of like a complimentary video along the same lines as that. There's a lot of people who come here who don't know or are new to the channel or whatnot. They watch a couple of videos and they start hitting me with the DMs, like ask me all these kind of questions that I've already talked about. You know, we're at this point we're closing in on around 400 horsepower, around 400 videos. A lot of topics have been covered on this channel. All right, so if you haven't watched this video, if you haven't watched the VHP engines for navigation, watch it after you watch this. Okay, so the main topic here is the double tap. Double tap. What I mean by double tap is that you watch one of my videos, you heard what I said in the video, and then you come to me and you ask me to answer the question I answered in the video. Like getting it directly from me after I've already said it in the video is gonna like, my opinion is gonna change. See, the great thing about YouTube and recording what I'm speaking is the fact that you at your own discretion can take this video and rewind it and play it back as many times as you want. So when you're starting to think, you watch a video and I'll say, hey, use this for 400 horsepower, and you're like, he said use that for 400 horsepower. So now you're thinking, let me go to the DMs and be like, hey bro, in your video you said use this for 400 horsepower. I just want to be sure that's right. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I just said in that video. Except for now, I'm taking my personal time to tell you what I just said in that video. So do us both a favor, save me some time, save yourself some time on an answer, and when you hear me say in the video, use this for 400 horsepower, rewind that video and listen to me say it again, because I'm going to tell you the exact same thing when you hit my DMs. A good chance that I won't tell you that, especially now that I'm making this video. You know, I'm not going to tell you the same shit I just made in the video, because that's wasting my fucking time. I work weird hours, so most of the questions I get for shit like this on the channel is during the time I'm at work, and I'm usually fucking filthy. So the last thing I want to do is stop whatever I'm in the middle of doing to pull out my fucking phone to check to see if maybe my wife is trying to message me to answer with greasy hands or oily hands a question that you've already watched in one of my videos. I mean, seriously, think about it. You really think I'm gonna pull you aside and be like, you know what, bro? Yeah, bro, here's a secret. That shit that I put out for the entire world to watch, for like thousands of people to view, yeah, I didn't really mean that. Here's the real answer. I'm going to hold the truth back from out there in public, and I'm going to tell you what I really feel. How much fucking sense does that make? I get ridiculed enough by enough people. There's enough people who think I'm fucking retarded, who want to just disagree and dispute everything I want to fucking say, and that's fine. That's the nature of the beast. But you really think that I'm going to put some shit out there like false information for clicks or whatever, and then when you DM me, ask me the same fucking shit that I already put out on film, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you some kind of secret? Now, I'm not mad here. I was just a little frustrated. And trust me, guy, you are not the last one or the first one to ask this fucking question. I mean, I never delete my messages, and I've got fucking hundreds I can go through, and I could pick out fucking messages again and again and again where people have started like, hey, you sent this video, but I want to ask you again. I don't do the repetitive shit. I started YouTube. I started filming YouTube, and I started doing these discussion videos because I used to answer people on Facebook all the time. I used to have people add me on Facebook all the time just to ask me questions, because there's not a lot of people who want to share information. And I could easily see, not too long into me being open, why people don't want to share information, because you tend to say the same shit over and over and over and over to an endless amount of people who want to know the same shit. So record it, so that way I don't have to do that. So when you ask me a question, I share you a video. And honestly, I don't even want to share videos anymore. You should go take the initiative on your own to go look through the channel and find the video. The channel's well organized. Again, watch how to navigate VHP engines. You'll see that it's true. Alright? Another thing I want to tell you, I ranted on not too long ago, but I'm going to talk about it here because it's also super relevant. And it's also a big problem that I have, is that I catch people all the time like asking questions that, you know, that are in the videos that, you know, you can clearly see that this guy hasn't watched the video. Like, he clicked on the video and he's asking a question in the comments before even watching. Watch the video. 11 out of 10 times, whatever question you have to ask on that topic is in that video. And I've deliberately made a point now of not really answering questions when I see them pop up. If I see a notification, I'll purposely ignore it for at least 24 hours nowadays, most of the time. Just that way you have a chance of your own to go in there and find whatever you're looking for, whatever you're asking. All right. So I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna be the one to give you the answer the fastest, or at least not the live version of me. The version of me inside the video will. All right. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about here. Say about that for right now, guys. Oh, another big one of mine that's a big problem for me. If you have a question for me and you want to DM me a question, whatever question you have, hit me with it. Don't DM me saying, hey, I have a question, because that's fucking obvious and it's really annoying. And when you have so many people, hey, bro, I got a question, you don't need permission for me to ask. And you're already there. You're already in my fucking DMs. Ask the question, all right? Because if you don't ask the question, you just say, I have a question, I'm going to ignore you. It's a fucking peeve of mine. I fucking hate it. All right? Also, another peeve of mine, and another reason why I wait a long time before answering, is because I don't want to get caught in a back and forth with you. All right? And people try to bait me into saying, like, they'll give me a compliment, like, hey, I like your channel. And then it's like, oh, by the way, now that I got you, let me ask you a whole bunch of fucking questions. All right? I'm going to ignore you. All right? Another thing is, too, if you got a question, you ask your question. Don't hit me with one question, try to get my attention, and then ask me 5 more. All right? Because most of the times when you ask me like that, I've already answered those questions, and I'm not going to navigate my shit for you to feed you the information. Take you to some initiative, go feed yourself. All right? So if you have a question for me, ask the question off rip. I'll get to you when I can. And on top of that, if you have a question for me, whatever questions you have, if there's multiple questions, ask them all at the same fucking time. So that way I can address them all at the same fucking time. You know, like I said a bunch of times, I very much enjoy talking to my subscribers when it comes to shooting the shit. You want to talk about random stuff, or you want to talk about cars or whatever, stuff like that, we can talk. I like that. I enjoy that. There's a lot of you guys that have added me on Facebook slowly over the time, and a bunch of you guys that have added me on Facebook, we just talk. I make a post and you comment on the post and I respond. Normal bullshit. Or vice versa. You make a post and I comment on it and we talk. I much prefer that than getting stuck in a like, hey, well, what about this clearance, or how much torque do I need here? It's just, it's tiring. That's what I made the channel for. So if you want to get a response from me, we can just talk. You know, I'll just talk to you. But if you're going to hit me with fucking, 5 million separate questions, I run out of patience real quick. So don't ask me to ask a question. Ask whatever you're gonna ask, and whatever questions you have on your mind, ask them all at the same time, so I can address them all at the same time. I can go through your whole list, and I'll most likely be like, everything you said there is covered in the channel. Go look for it. Or maybe we were one of those rare cases where you asked me something I've never talked about before, and it's interesting enough for me to make a video on it. That's cool. You never know. So yeah, that's it. That's my stipulations here for DMs and me responding to you. I guess I'll add this attached to the navigation video. All right, guys. I hope you watched the whole thing. If you didn't, I'll realize it and I'll ignore you. Peace. Thanks for watching.